Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, four-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. Tonight we have an amazing special VIP guest, my amazing soror, Dr. Leslie Hodge. A little bit about her. Dr. Leslie, as a formalist, entrepreneur, speaker, author, certified coach, and radio host, Dr. Leslie creatively pairs her passion for people with her commitment to serving others. As a highly sought-after resource for information, Dr. Leslie selflessly equips, enhances, and empowers the lives of people from all walks of life. Dr. Leslie was reared in a Christian household that promoted education and service. Throughout her life, she remained mindful of the biblical passage, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Dr. Leslie, PharmD, RPH, successfully earned her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from Purdue University. She also holds American Pharmacist Association certifications in pharmacy-based immunization delivery and delivering medication therapy management services. For over 14 years, Dr. Leslie has helped others daily as a practicing pharmacist and pharmacy manager with a national retail pharmacy chain. With a spirit of excellence and a heart for people, her professional success is enhanced by community service involvement locally and internationally. Dr. Leslie's service record includes the implementation of local community events for the National Know Your Medicine, Know Your Pharmacist Health Initiative, organizer of active pharmacists for annual community back-to-school health fairs, as well as accompanying local high school students to Swaziland, where she served as the coordinating pharmacist during a Seeds of Outreach tour. At the end of serving as the pharmacy cohort leader for an area high school, Dr. Leslie founded the Reflections, Do You See What I See program, a community Christian-based program developed to promote the discovery and enhancement of positive self-esteem, self-image, and self-awareness of girls ages 14 to 18. Dr. Leslie's commitment to inspiring others and positively impacting the Indianapolis community was recognized with the YWCA Woman of the Year nomination, as well as being named the recipient of the Ford Freedom Unsung Hero Award for Education. Operating her commitment to service and being a resource for patients and families to better manage their medications and improve their health, Dr. Leslie launched Strips and Beyond, LLC, a pharmacist focused on UTM. Strips and Beyond is a medication review and consulting company which specializes in providing one-on-one medication therapy management services. The personalized services are provided by pharmacists who use their clinical expertise to review the current medication regimen, recommended medication alternatives, and lifestyle changes, and help create a plan to achieve optimal health outcomes for each patient. Because chronic health conditions develop and progress more rapidly due to the improper management of stress, medications, and lack of prioritizing self-care, in the fall of 2018, Dr. Leslie merged her 14 years of corporate leadership with her expertise in healthcare and launched Reflections Coaching and Consulting, LLC, Let the True You Emerge. She serves high-achieving men and women and empowers them to create balance and wellness in the 7 areas of life: spiritual, financial, physical, intellectual, occupational, emotional, and social. Dr. Leslie's most recent accomplishment includes the publication of her first book, At the End of the Day, Take It Personally. This labor of love is a collection of soul-stirring personal stories, along with a scripture-based view of common thoughts, ideas, and life experiences that demonstrates God always keeps his promises. Whether the day is filled with triumphs or disappointments, at the end of the day, Dr. Leslie wants each reader to discover how God has demonstrated his commitment and kept his promises in their life. She wants them to take it personally. Dr. Leslie can be found dispensing a dose of health, wellness, and lifestyle tips as a contributing writer for print and online magazines, and featured as a speaker on health and wellness topics that are affecting people from all walks of life. Welcome, welcome to the table, the amazing Dr. Leslie Hodge.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. Glad to be here. Thank you.
You are welcome. So you have an amazing bio, as everybody has heard. So tell us more about your entrepreneur journey.
The journey. That's exactly what it has been, the journey. I started in 2015, and it was really birthed out of a passion for people and really wanting to satisfy that passion for pharmacy. As you read, I have been a pharmacist for 14 years and really kept seeing the same type of conversation or having the same type of conversation with my patients. They would get medications filled, but they wouldn't understand why they were taking medications or how to manage side effects. And I will often get the comment, oh, I wish I could talk to you longer, Leslie, or I wish we could just sit down one-on-one. And so that's where Scripts and Beyond was birthed from, really trying to have a service and an option and create a resource for people in the community. And that was 4 years ago. I can't even believe that. It'll be 4 years in September. And just really wanted to have that available because I saw the need. And when you say journey, that's what it's been, because it's been learning my way and finding my way each year with each patient. But I've enjoyed it and wouldn't trade it for the world.
I love that. So, Dr. Leslie, you have a passion and commitment for serving others. Please tell us more about your passion. I mean, you've done a lot, implemented a lot of things throughout the community and throughout, locally and internationally. So tell us more about your passion for serving.
It really comes from how I was raised, and my parents were servers. They were both involved in teaching, involved in coaching, involved in teaching Sunday school, involved in the community. So I get it naturally. I say that from my parents. It's in my DNA. But it really transpired and really elevated as I became a professional and just realized to whom much is given, as the word says, to whom much is given, much is required. And so it's nothing for me to think about how can I serve, how can I be of assistance. I'm always thinking of things, always trying to think of projects, thinking of resources that can be created to help. And I really enjoy that, and I like bringing other people along with me. So I don't just keep it to myself. I try to figure out, who can I pair with, who can I collaborate with, who would love to be a part of this opportunity, and bringing them along. And so hopefully it's contagious, and so that gets the ball rolling so that I'm not only one talking in the room, but also having this conversation, this dialogue with other people who share the same passion as me. And so again, it comes from my parents. I really can say it. I saw them, they modeled that behavior, and I just continued on. And I pray that I make them proud and my community proud as well. But it really comes from them and seeing that as a child.
I love that. And that being a servant is so important, and serving is so important. So can you talk more about why it's so important to have that spirit of serving in order to get to the next level?
I think you can only truly receive when you give. And I feel as the service is giving. And it's not always monetary, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. We like money. But giving of your time, giving of your talent, giving of your resources. If you have knowledge, share it. If you have a talent, use it. If you have the time, give it. And so when you do that, that's when you truly do receive. And I think once people begin to wrap their minds around that and experience that, and because I have experienced that, I know I'm really receiving when I show up. When I show up to serve, when I show up to lead, when I show up in a true, authentic form, I'm here to serve. What do you need? How can I be of assistance? Even if I don't know all of the answers, I may know some of the answers. But if we don't know the answer, let's figure it out together. Let's connect. Let's find that resource and go from there and just really be that helpful person, that helpful resource to whoever you are come in contact with. And so this really comes from that.
I love that. And, I mean, you said some amazing nuggets, but definitely show up to serve and lead. That's so important that we show up, right, and that we serve first, right?
Yes,
we serve first.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you founded some amazing programs, right? So we're going to talk about those. Know Your Medicine, Know Your Pharmacy Health Initiative, ACTA Performative for annual community back-to-school fairs, and you also accompanied students to Swaziland as well. So can you tell us more about these amazing programs that you have started within the community locally and internationally?
I appreciate that, but let me not take all the credit. First. Know Your Medicine. Know Your Medicine and Know Your Pharmacist is a national initiative that was started by the American Pharmacists Association. And what they did was really try to tap into local pharmacists to do something in their community under that umbrella. And so I answered the charge and did that for numerous years, actually, at a health fair that my church hosted, a community fair. And so it would be Know Your Medicine, Know Your Pharmacist, because it's so important to establish that relationship with whomever is dispensing your medications, right? They're just as important as your doctor's visit, as just as important as, anyone else that's doing any part of your healthcare journey. And so that initiative was something that, again, would be hosted in the summertime, usually during back-to-school events, and, again, just really helping parents understand the medications that their children have been prescribed, or even for themselves. The Ask a Pharmacist, another initiative that I was asked to do one day on a whim. Hey, you know what? We're having a health community fair. Would you be available? And I thought to myself, sure, right? Well, what do you want to call your booth? And I couldn't think of anything else at the moment. So we said, well, how about Ask a Pharmacist? That way people can just come with their questions, come with their dilemmas, and you be on the spot. No problem. And so that stayed on. It tacked on to us, and it stayed on. And I was able, again, to get with some of my colleagues, former classmates, even if they work for, the competition, as we say, competing pharmacies in the area. It didn't matter. We were coming to the table to serve the community, and to this day, that's one of the highlights that people talk about, to see all these pharmacists, even though you work for different companies, you have a different career track, you still came together for the community. And so Ask a Pharmacist, that was birthed probably about 10 or 12 years ago, and still goes on to this day because, again, the questions are often never ending, and so we provide that opportunity and that service as well. And then Swaziland, that was just a dream come true. Was able to travel with some high school students over to Swaziland over in Africa and provide that guidance as they set up a clinic. That was the whole purpose, was to go over and provide medical care for those residents. And so we were able to set up different clinics on a couple of days while we were there. And that way people could get some services that they otherwise wouldn't be able to get for months because of the lack of providers that are there.
I just want to commend you for reaching back and pulling forward. You are definitely practicing what you preach. That's amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you. God is good.
And not only did she do that, listeners, she also went on to find the Reflections Do You See What I See program for our young girls ages 14 to 18. Please tell us more about that, Dr. Leslie.
Ashley, I have to laugh because we talk about Facebook, and do you know, literally yesterday morning, you know how they give you your memories, and and I had a memory when I woke up, and it said, 8 years ago, you posted this, and literally it was the picture from our first Reflections end of the year luncheon, and I was literally brought to tears because I couldn't believe that much time had passed. Well, Reflections again. Nothing but a vision from God that became a reality. He gave me the vision, and I will tell you, I did not know how it was going to pan out. All I knew was I was excited about the end result, but I didn't know how we would get there. And the amount of support that was shown toward that program from community businesses, other colleagues, I collaborated with some other professional women because the whole idea was I wanted young girls to see, that's where you get the whole reflection. I wanted them to see where they could go, what they could do, what they could become, because I'm a big advocate for exposure, and you don't know what you don't know until you don't know, right? And so I wanted them to see, hey, you can see someone who looks like you, who has the same skin color as you, who comes from the same neighborhood as you, become a doctor, become a lawyer, become a nurse, own their own company. I wanted them to see that and interact with that. And so we were able, our first year, Ashley, I tell you, when I say the support, it was just mind-blowing. We had major companies donate binders. We met one Saturday a month. Not one time did we pay for lunch. And when I tell you those young ladies ate well, they ate well. People it was really about the power of asking. I would go around to businesses. I would let them know the vision God had given me, and all I could do was ask. And I had in my mind the worst thing they could say was no. That's the worst thing they could say was no. And when I say I did not hear no, I did not hear no. They said, sure, what do you want? When do you need it? What time? Do you want us to drop it off? Do you want to pick it up? I'm like, oh, my goodness, down to even the first luncheon when I talked about the picture coming up on Facebook to remind me, the luncheon was even catered by a restaurant, a national chain. I won't mention it. I don't think I should mention it right now, but they catered it, and the manager of that particular store said, no, I'm going to come and serve it too. I'm not just going to give you the food.
Wow.
I'm going to come and serve it. And so she was able to serve those young ladies, serve their parents, and again, it started off with 7 girls. 7 girls. We talk about the number of completion. 7 girls came, first time running the program, and some of those young ladies have gone on and gotten their master's degrees, gone on and started their own companies. So hopefully Reflections planted that seed, but I wanted them to really see, do you see what I see? Do you see that you can be anything you want to be? And that was the whole vision of the program.
I love it. It was definitely God's favor over your everything that you're doing. That's so amazing, Dr. Leslie. Can you tell us how we can support and get involved with that program?
Absolutely. And so Reflections, the teen version of 14 through 18, we did put that on a hold, but we still do programs in the sense of going in when needed to speak, to do any type of awareness seminars, anytime. So you can always email me at lesliehodge@yahoo.com. You can email me there, and that way if you want to partner, if you want to be a part of the panels or any type of speaking opportunities, let me know.
Yes, so please reach out to her if you all would like to get involved with this amazing program. Dr. Leslie, you are amazing, okay? You are.
Saints want to know one, Ashley. You know I think the same thing about you, okay? Saints want to know one.
You also are the CEO and founder of Strips and Beyond LLC. So talk to us about your company.
Yes, Scripts and Beyond. That's my baby I spoke of earlier that I will be 4 years old in September, and I say that I am still blown away just on how that has unfolded. Again, it was really birthed out of wanting to spend that time with patients. If that's where it came from, I wanted patients to understand their medications. I wanted them to be a part, fully feel supported and be a part of their health journey. And so our tagline is a pharmacist focused on you, because I wanted people to understand what it felt like and experience being heard, being listened to, being considered when decisions are made about their health and their medications. A lot of times decisions are made for patients and not with patients. And so Scripts and Beyond, because we look at their medications and we come up with recommendations that can, one, save them money, also help relieve some of the side effects that they may be experiencing, and then also some of those lifestyle changes that they need to not only get to a better place, but manage it and maintain it. And so I really wanted them to experience that support, because I understand how necessary it is. If you're going to be successful, you can't do it alone. And so why not have someone who is focused on you? And it's really taking into consideration your routine. What's your work schedule? What's your family unit look like? What does your eating schedule look like? And factor those things in, and then help you make those decisions and those more pharmacist recommended recommendations. So yes, Scripts and Beyond, going on 4 years old.
That's amazing. And Dr. Leslie, you've been in this industry for over 14 years. And we might have some listeners on the phone who are looking to go into the pharmacy industry. So would you what was some advice you would give to listeners who are looking to go into the pharmacy industry?
So that's so funny you would ask that. I literally just finished leading a week-long pharmacy camp for high school students. And I think I was more blown away than they were, because the way I organized it, I wanted them to hear from different pharmacists who were in different areas, not just the community setting, which is what we see when we go into the drugstores on the corner. We see the pharmacist behind the counter in a white coat. But pharmacy is such a widespread profession. And so I had people who had taken different routes. And, again, I wanted them to be exposed to that. And so my words to someone who wants to go into pharmacy, do it. The options are limitless. You can create your own options, get the education, get the exposure, get the experience, and then figure out how you can be a part of the solution. Healthcare is such a big issue in our country and in our world, and we are constantly looking for solutions, and so we need those bright minds and those people who care about people, because I'm just a firm believer. You cannot go into pharmacy and not care about people. It just doesn't add up. That equation, you have to have that, okay? And so if you don't, you care about people, then find that solution. What's going to be your solution? And it may not be something that is behind the counter. You very well may want to sit on the marketing team for some of these major pharmacy companies that market the information to the community. Or you may want to sit on the side that makes the size on how much medication should cost, or give that recommendation. So you have so many options, and I would just say do it. I'm a firm believer of having options and then creating options for other people. And so maybe start your own business and do something of that nature. But it's so many possibilities with pharmacy. Go for it. That would be my word. Go for it. Get the support and go for it. Absolutely.
I love that. Go for it. And remember, you have to care about people.
You have to care about people.
Yes.
You have to care about people.
And be a
first and foremost.
Yes. And then you have your coaching and consulting business. You're the CEO and founder of Reflections Coaching and Consulting. So tell us more about that and how we can support, and if we need your services, how can we find you?
Absolutely. So Reflections Coaching and Consulting, one of the biggest things was seeing adults, the adult version of Reflections from the teenage version, right? And so some of the same things that the teenagers were facing, I saw in adults. And so that's where Reflections Coaching and Consulting came from. And the tagline for that is let the true you emerge, because I've been in corporate America, again, 14 years, and I know sometimes we can feel stifled and we can feel like I have these ideas in my mind. There are things I want to pursue. I know I can do it, but something's holding us back. Something's holding you back. Something is keeping you from stepping out. I'm not saying you have to leave your job. I'm not saying that. But there's a project you want to do. There's a program you want to start. There's something else you want to do, and you don't feel like you have the support to do that. But it's burning on the inside. So whatever you envision for yourself, that's what Reflection does. It empowers you so that you can emerge, so that you can step out and come from behind whatever is hiding you and keeping you hidden for the world to see, so that you can truly walk in what it is that you've been called to do and what it is you've been purposed to do. Because I feel like we all have a purpose. We all have a calling. We just need to really stop being afraid of it. You know, the unknown scares us. We're human. The unknown scares us. But I tell you what, I think as I've gotten older, I'm more scared of not stepping out than stepping out, because I don't want to look back 3 years from now and say, man, what if I had just, or what if I had, 3 years is going to go by anyway. Might as well do what you are being pushed and nudged to do. And so that's what Reflections Coaching and Consulting does. We do workshops. We will have one in September actually coming up, where we will do the adult version of vision boards, but it's not your typical vision board party, because it's really going to help you dig deep into what it is that you envision for yourself. And sometimes we're scared of what we see, right? Because it's so big, it's unfamiliar. What will people think? Well, we're going to push past all of that and really dig in, and then get some empowerment, because sometimes that's what we need. We need someone to remind us that what we have and what we think we need, we already possess. We just need to really stand on it and then emerge. Come forth. Come forth, my sister. Come forth, my brother, and do the thing that you've been called to do. So that's where we are with Reflections Coaching and Consulting.
I just want to thank you and commend you for creating that space. It's definitely when it comes with, the coaching business and just the vision boards, because you're creating a space for people to share, their dreams, and that's something that's so sacred, right? And being vulnerable, right?
Absolutely.
So what are you getting from from, the clients and, people that are involved in the vision board gatherings and parties, are they open to doing it, or you have to pull some of it out of them? What are some of the results from it?
You know what? They are open. I don't know if it's just, maybe it's the attraction that I give them this warm welcome, like you're safe here, but they're open to it. And I think what's so funny about that is that a lot of them have never been asked what they envision for themselves. We just assume because you've been doing what you've done for 10 years, for 15 years, that must be what you want to do. Maybe that's what I wanted to do, but, we're forever changing. At least we should be. And so different things that tend to pique our interest, right, as we grow older, as we become exposed to other things, other people. And so it really is interesting for the conversation, because a lot of times, Ashley, everyone in the room are strangers, but then they leave out connected, right, because they've had this moment. They've exchanged business cards. Oh, you do this, I would love to do that. Oh, I can show you how to do that. And it's just amazing how the first time you can tell when someone says it, they almost light up, because it's like a release. Like, oh, my goodness, did I just say out loud that I want to do something other than what I've done for the last 10 years? Did I just say out loud that I want to go somewhere that no one else has ever gone? Did I just say that? And then I have to write that, and then have to put that on something that you're going to have to look at day in and day out. It does something. It does something to the mind and the spirit, and it lets you know that very thing that you spoke is possible. That very thing that you thought of is possible. It's a reason. It's the reason you keep thinking about it. It's the reason you keep waking up and, wondering if I should start today or if I should start. It's a reason. And so once you're able to tap in that, it's limitless. It's limitless. And so the response has been overwhelming, and that's why I keep doing them. It's because I understand from my own personal experience what it is to write the vision and make it plain. Going back to Scripture. Everything goes back to Scripture with me, if you haven't figured that out. Write the vision and make it plain. It's because it's so true. Because once you write that vision and you make it plain with the pictures, with the words, with dates, right, with that commitment, I'm going to do this year, I'm going to do it this quarter, it makes it real. And then it holds you accountable, because now you've told people, right? And we talk about don't tell everybody everything, but it's something about putting it out there. Like I told you I would be starting something September 1st. You're like, okay, it's September 1st. What's going on? You get that you get that reminder, but it's a friendly reminder. It's a friendly reminder. And so the response has been overwhelming. And I'm going to keep doing it until the Lord tells me otherwise, because I know it's changing lives. People are dreaming bigger than they've ever dreamed before, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Write the vision and make it plain, and have those accountability partners. That's amazing.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So, congratulations on your new book. At the end of the day, take it personally, your first book. So tell us more about it and how we can purchase and support it.
Absolutely. I have to tell you, again, going back to the vision board, I made a vision board. I didn't know how it was going to come to pass, but I put on my board, Ashley, that I wanted to be an author and I wanted to have a book signing. I hadn't written one word, but I put on that board. I wanted to be an author and have a book signing, and I told myself I wanted to be a published author before 40. And I will tell you that the delivery guy knocked on my door 3 days before my 40th birthday, and it was my book. You hear me? And so I ended up having a birthday party / surprise. I'm a published author. And so that was just amazing, because what I had done was taken years of journaling. I was a big journaler. Can't even say the word. I like to journal. I'll say that. I like to journal ever since college. So I started journaling in 2002 and kept those journals and really told my story through my journal. And I took some of those stories and then had some things happen in life recently that I said, you know what? People need to hear about the goodness of God. Even though it wasn't what I had planned, people need to know it's all set up. It's all divine. It all works together. And so I took those stories, put it in a book, had scriptures that were an example of what he said and promised, And the stories were just what he said and promised, and it also gives people an opportunity to see how that was applicable to their lives, and they can write in the book as well. And so it is called At the End of the Day, because at the end of the day, whether it's, again, disappointments or triumphs, good or bad, take it personally, because God has orchestrated all that for your good. And I want readers to understand that. And when we look back, and even when I look back through my journals, I saw that he was orchestrating. Even now, I started journaling, 16 years ago, and even now I see all of it weaving together to where I am right now.
And he always lets us know. You're fine. And he always lets us know that we have to follow his plan, right, not ours.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the great part. It's like he factors all that in. Anyway, he knows you're going to veer off, but he still brings it all back together. And I'm just so grateful for that. And I wanted people to really experience that and understand that. And so they can get the book at Amazon. It's available on Amazon, Dr. Leslie Hodge, At the End of the Day. If you want a signed copy, again, you can email me at lesliehodge@yahoo.com or drlesliehodge@gmail.com, and I will get a book to you and sign it for you.
So please go support and buy her book. Please go support Dr. Leslie. She is doing some awesome things. And Dr. Leslie, I always ask my guests this question, because you pretty much already bought your table. But how did you create your seat at the table?
Oh, man. I think I showed up. That's the thing. I would say I showed up. It's interesting. The pastor said this today about being prepared, and it's about being prepared, readiness for business, right? And so really doing your homework, understanding and trusting God's timing, but doing your homework. And so when the opportunity comes, you don't have to scramble and, can I come next week? No. Here's the table, here's the seat. Are you ready? And show up, and then be able to, when you show up, be prepared to learn and be prepared to not only receive but to give as well, because there's a reason that you're invited to the table, and never doubt that. There's a reason someone invited you. And so hold on to that, trust that, stand firm in that, be confident in that, and then show up. Just really show up. Not physically show up only, but show up through your words, through your actions, through your comments, and through what your commitment is going to be. Show up.
I love it. Always show up. That is so key. So key. And we all have a process on our journey, right? And pain normally helps us get to that next level because it's part of the process. So what did failure teach you on your journey?
What is failure? Ooh, that's a good one.
What did failure teach you?
You know what? Failure to me is not trying. There's some opportunities that, people can go back and forth about it. You missed it, you did that. But there's some opportunities that I didn't even try for. And I often wonder, oh, man, what if I had done that? Or why didn't I think I was good enough or had enough, experience or time or whatever the case may be, whatever it was that I used to talk myself out of it. That's failure to me. Failure is not seizing the moment and not taking advantage of the opportunity. Because even if it ends not the way you want, you've had the experience, and then you know how to show up next time. And so it's not a loss, it's a lesson. And just really standing in that, I think, is what keeps me, or I should say has now started keeping me to say yes to things that could eventually, be a part of the bigger plan for me to and open up the table for the next person as well.
I love that. And so what did success teach you?
One more time. I'm so sorry.
What did success teach you?
That you got to work for it. And that it is not guaranteed, and that don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Don't rest on your last success. You need to keep thinking of ways to be continuously successful. We talk about perpetual things. We want perpetual victories, right? And so that would be my biggest thing, is just really don't rest on it. Enjoy it for the moment, but keep pushing yourself, keep honing your skills for the next one so you can have another accomplishment, and keep going. Keep going. Because I really feel like what you do can really impact someone else. And I believe that. And whether people tell you or not, we're in this this day and age where everyone doesn't say exactly high five or give you a high five every time you do something, but people being inspired and being impacted and being influenced by what you do and what you don't do. And so keep doing it. Keep doing it because you just never know who you are helping. You never know. You never know.
I agree. So what can we expect, Dr. Leslie, from you the rest of 2019? I want to say this, though, before you answer that question. Congratulations on checking another thing off your bucket list, Essence Festival. Tell us about Essence.
Oh, my goodness. You know what, girl? I'm still in awe, okay? I know it's been a few weeks, but Essence has been on my list, okay? And I even put this on Facebook. If you follow me, I said I was asked 3 years ago what I wanted to do in the next 3 years. And I put 3 things. It was become a published author, be a contributor to a magazine, and speak on a platform at Essence. And when I tell you that dream, that vision was fulfilled July 5th, Thank you, Lord. I was part of the Miss CEO Entrepreneurial Brands Brunch and Panel and got to speak to a room full of entrepreneurial women, and it was just an amazing experience. And then New Orleans is amazing anyway. Just the city of love and resilience, was felt every day while I was there, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity and the experience. I can't wait to go back. I really can't. And I just really hope that people know, like, dreams do come true, because that was a dream come true for me. That was absolutely a dream come true. And I know it only gets better than that, So, again, trying to think on the next level and what's the next opportunity. But it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Dr. Leslie is an example of write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision,
make it plain.
Make it plain. I love it.
Yes.
So what else do you got planned that you can tell us? I know we all move in silence too, but what else can you tell us that you have planned for the rest of 2019, Dr. Leslie?
Oh, that's so funny. You're right, Movers. I can't say too much. That's like, oh, I want to tell. I do have some more projects coming out. You're right. I can't tell that, but be on the lookout. I do have some more projects coming out that I've been a part of. I also will be launching my first mastermind group called the Crave Factory. I'm really excited about that, and that's going to help, and that's under Reflections Coaching and Consulting, and that's going to help men and women, again, who want to start living that dream, living out that idea that they have, but they're just not sure where to start. They don't know how to use what they already have. They're not sure how to price certain things. They're not even sure where they could host certain things. And so this mastermind group is going to be a 4-week course, and I am so excited. It will be launching on August 1st, and that is the most recent thing that's coming up for me. So be on the lookout for that announcement and how you can become a part of that mastermind. But it will be my first one, and it definitely will not be my last one. So I'm very excited about that.
I love it. So definitely look out for Dr. Leslie. She is on the move, okay, making some amazing moves. So definitely follow and support her. So tell us how the listeners, Dr. Leslie, how they can follow you and support you on all media platforms.
Absolutely. So you can follow me at Dr. Dr. Leslie Hodge on Facebook and Instagram. I tried to keep it simple. Dr. Leslie Hodge on Facebook and Instagram. You can also visit my website at drlesliehodge.com, and that'll take you right to Scripts and Beyond and all the services that I provided there. And then also my book is available on Amazon, and those are the best ways. And, of course, if you have questions, I'll give the phone number. You can reach me at 888-415-0656. Again, that's 888-415-0656. That's the best way to reach me.
So please follow and support her. Dr. Leslie, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table today. This was an amazing, powerful interview, and I cannot wait to invite you back.
I can't wait to come back. Thank you again, Ashley, and you are doing some amazing things. So, again, thank you for even creating a table for us to come have a seat. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you, Dr. Leslie. Thank you. So I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. I would also like to give a special thanks to Author Kimberly McLemore and my intern Sarah from Tennessee State University, as well as my intern Savon from Virginia Commonwealth University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.